And we're back with the last part of this tutorial, and it's not so much customization that you can change too much of the things in TF2, but I'll chuck it under this tutorial anyway because you are changing the materials in TF2. And what I mean is you're going to be making a bunch of green screens. So I'll probably chuck this link up into the description, but if you type in green screen in Game Banana, you'll find that there's a Team Fortress 2 monocolor world textures. And so what this comprises of is if you download it, it's got this kind of folder in which it's got these scripts in which you can change it, change the materials to all green, all red, all blue, all black, etc., etc. In the case of this tutorial, we're going to be working with the green screen. I'm sure most of you guys know about this, but like in Hollywood, in the movies, making business, outside of what I do here, even though I am world class. Green screen is a great way of having changing something in the background while keeping the object in the foreground the same. It's kind of hope that I explained that well. But what happens is that because everything is green in the background, the green is such a easy color to get rid of by selecting it out in an editing program, that what you do is you actually remove all the green in the background, and what you're left is the actual TF2 models in which you kept with the normal material textures. And so from the normal screens here, you'll get all these green screens, or all the green model textures becoming green. And then in an editing program you can actually edit the green out, and then instead of green it will actually be transparent, and if you put it on a black background it will actually look black. And so what you do is you download this file and you chuck it into, you follow the instructions. Probably the best way to do it, but he's got a cool script, and this is a great thing that I don't think he gets enough credit. What's his name? Flaming Menace. Bunch of credit to him, because I'm sure that this is the green screen that all TF2 movie makers use. So props out to you. You don't get enough props or respect. But if you to extract that out into your TF directory, it actually be a materials folder, I believe. And the materials folder is here. I actually call it materials G because I like to switch back and forth from my green screen materials to my normal materials. So I got a normal materials, green screen materials folder, state of origin, custom custom skin materials folder, and this really funky one where I messed around with a lot of crap. So this is why my TF directory is so messy. So inside the materials folder, you got all these folders which has the colored material, and you have all these different VTF files. And what this actually is the colors in which you can change all these materials into. So you can change it to gray, you can change it to green, you can change it to blue, black, or red. Now a lot of times movie directors actually use a blue screen because when you think about it, if you're doing some sort of grassy scene, I don't know, if you have grass in the foreground and you edit out the green in the background, it's gonna get rid of the green in the grass, right? So in our case, if you want to use a blue background and you edit out the blue background, we have blue characters, blue uniform, entire team that's blue. So you're going to get rid of all the blue in their costume. You're going to be left with floating heads, which would be very scary. So in this case, green is actually the most contrasting color with the actual TF2 models. So what we're going to be using is the green.vtf. Now we have a mono.vtf, which is the file which you want to change your colored VTF into. So this is green. No, this is actually gray. My bad. What am I doing? This one was black. Okay. Say this was the green VTF. Actually, this one's the green one. What you need to do is you need to change the green VTF to mono.vtf, and in this case I've done it already, way ahead of me pre-planning this tutorial. It's really screwed me up there. I look like an idiot now. But we have this mono.vtf, and this is the file in which, or this is the color in which all the materials is going to change into. So if you want the red to be the main color of everything, you change red to mono.vtf, and then all you do is you click on replace.bat, and what this does is that it uses this green and replaces all these textures with green. So now all of those are green, and if we were to change our materials from our normal materials, so I'm just going to change it to materials 2 and change this green. So now our main materials folder is all green. So if we were to load up TF2, all of our materials would be green. And yeah, this works best when you want to do some fancy intro stuff. I think one of the most fancy uses of the green screen was Bones with a Z, his intro, in which he actually never used for 214, the movie. And it's a shame because it uses it really well, because you got kind of cool metal images, or like metal textures that you have in the background, and then you got each of the TF2 models, and so it just isolates what's most important in your clip, which is the models and things running back and forth, and that's the stuff that I always use for all my game start TV intros. And so once you start up TF2 and you start up the map, you actually see that everything is got a green background, and you actually just record everything. You can actually see something I prepared earlier for my GTV intro was that I actually have some of these files. I did some smooths with the green background so that I could use later. So the cool thing, an important thing when dealing with green screens in TF2 is that you can see from this file here that the differential between the character model and the actual green background is very solid, and this is what you want the most, because you don't want any green spillage onto the weapon. Otherwise the editing program will actually edit that green out as well, and so you won't get a crisp image. And the main problem that can interfere with this in TF2 is actually in your graphics option. If you have bloom on, HDR bloom, the lighting from lights and all that will reflect off the green and actually reflect onto your body. Therefore you get some kind of greenish aura around your character, and so when you go to edit the green out later, your character isn't as smooth as possible. And so you just got these really cool green screen characters in which you can use, and you can overlay onto any movie very easily. So look at that, we got Yeah, green all the way here, everywhere. In some cases, some textures haven't been green screened. I should probably update this. I'm not sure why they're not green. I think he just maybe forgot some. But yeah, for the majority, it's all green. Now, the thing you may notice is that the weapon model still reacts to the natural sunlight in which is supplied by the map. And so in some cases you'll get an uneasy or different type of lighting on your view model if that's what you wanted to use, depending on where you are. So yeah, just a note of advice there, because that's what I had to do. See, that's really dark, you can't use that all the time. Okay, so that's green screen. Now once you record your green screen footage, the really cool thing about green screen is that you can have you can record you can record a whole sequence of stuff with just normal color, and then when you watch it again in your demo, it's the exact same thing with the green screen. If you turn the green screen on, then you got the exact same thing in color with the colored background and without the colored background, with the green screen. And so there's a lot of things you can experiment with there. And the main thing from here is that with your footage, you can just drag it into either Sony Vegas, or you can drag it into Adobe After Effects. And what you need to be doing is, the keyword in which you're going to be doing is called Chroma key. And what that means is that you're going to be getting rid of the color. And video effects, Chroma key. We're going to be using green screen. We're going to be using pure green screen, like so. And yeah, you can mess around with the values here to get some specific kind of nice color. But in Sony Vegas, it's called Chroma key, and it's under that. In Adobe After Effects, if you're CS3 and below, there's a plugin called Keylight, and there's the default keying in Adobe After Effects, but it's not as good as Keylight by Foundry. And the thing is, with CS4 and CS5, Keylight is actually an inbuilt plugin to Adobe After Effects. So if we were to use Keylight, you get the eyedropper and you pick what color you want to use, which is green, and from there, look, you got perfect character under a black background, if so be it. You can change it to a red background, just anything you want. So yeah, that's green screen, and from there you can just have a lot of fun. And that's how I did a lot of my Project Drawn movie, and that is my idea behind PLDX Continuum, in which I will explain in my next tutorial of how I made that movie. So just one thing with Keylight is that you might want to turn off unmultiply result, because sometimes they do this thing which it has a lot of the green spillage over, because they try to remultiply their green screen, getting rid of effect. But okay, that's green screen. And then when you're done with that, close TF2, and I replaced the materials folder back to green, got my normal materials folder once again. Everything is hunky-dory. So yeah, hope you enjoyed this. Next tutorial will either be about PLDX Continuum, or it will be on After Effects. And with the After Effects, I'll be using my GTV intros as an example. So tune in next time, and thanks for the support so far. Catch you guys.